Yo, we are back. Episode 74 of the Not the Same Podcast Sports Show. 74 of them things. You know what I mean? We an old man around this thing. You know what I'm saying? AARP.
Only on the shows. Only on the shows.
Only on the shows. You know what I'm saying? But yes, welcome to episode 74 of the Not the Same Podcast, hosted by this one word, C-Micah, and that one word over there, Mr. Rod Redeem.
Yes,
We're glad to be back with you again. Hopefully, if you watched us last night on the Bible study, man, you missed a good one. The Lord moved not because I led it, because he was there. And
man.
You know, I know this is a sports show, man, but hey,
what up, D?
It was awesome, man. We'll just say
definitely
that.
was, bro. It was. Y'all need to tap into that.
Yeah, y'all need to tap into that. Something like that. Yeah, man. All right, if you are watching us live right now on Facebook or YouTube or just Facebook and YouTube or the MTMV YouTube, because we are fellowshipping with our MTMV family tonight. Hit that like button like you see on the screen. And also, if you have not subscribed to the Not the Same Podcast, hit that subscribe button, and as well hit that notification bell so you'll know when we are live every Monday. I mean, not Monday, not yet, Jesus. No, every other Tuesday, every Wednesday, and every Thursday. But no, not yet, Jesus. We ain't ready yet. We are not ready.
5 days a week, Lord.
No, we is not ready for all that. No, not yet.
But if you say so, we'll do so. You hear me?
Yeah, we'll do so, but don't say it.
Please don't say it. Have mercy upon us. Hey, we want to give a shout out, like my man said, to our MTMV famo. These are all the rebroadcasters that are Not the Same Podcast.
Yes,
MTMV fam, Live Show TV, Takeover,
yes,
Praise 365, our homeboy Scooter right here in the Lou, Parable Radio also here in the Lou, RYC Praise News, our man Orlando Page. He just celebrated a birthday. Happy birthday to you, my guy.
Yes, he did.
His Hop, my man, Mr. His Hop is what they call him, His Hop Radio and Podcast Network, and 520 Collective, our homeboy Eric Boston. That is what's going on. Mr. G was popping.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, man. Hey, once again, man, we're very glad for everyone to be back with y'all, man. There's so many things going on in the sports world that we ain't gonna even hold up, man. If y'all ain't on here, that's on you. But one thing we want to know is, somebody tell me what's pop. Too many topics to wait. We're trying to be nice, but too many topics. All right, number one, NBA news, and this is a multifaceted thing, but we're going to start. The Spurs win the draft lottery. The San Antonio Spurs win the draft lottery, which means they are in line to select Victor Wembanyama, the Frenchman, who's 7'5", I believe, with a handle, with a crossover, with a jumper, and be blocking three-point shots and missing three-point shots and catching off the rim from the three-point line, just doing ignorant, ridiculous stuff.
2K
doing all
stuff.
Kind of stuff. Yeah, man.
2K NBA Live type stuff.
He's a real creative player in real life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's him. So the Spurs, they do land the number one pick in this year's draft, and this is the thing about it why everybody's so excited. The Spurs know what they're doing when they get number one picks. They had David Robinson and I think in 87. Then they got Tim Duncan in 97. They didn't won multiple championships. They know what to do with these international guys. You talking about Ginobili, Tony Parker, who's a Frenchman in his own. You know what I'm saying?
Diaw.
Also, Boris Diaw, another Frenchman that played for Pop and them. So if I'm Victor, I don't know how to say that man's last name, but if I'm the big Frenchman. Yeah, him too. If I'm him, I'm excited. I'm excited that I'm going where the Admiral and Big Fundamentals was because they're going to develop me even that much more better. You know what I mean? Because he has more so of a frame of the Admiral, David Robinson. Tim Duncan was a little more like stout, but David Robinson was slim, and they going to put that muscle on him. And hey, let me tell y'all something. If you think Jokic is doing his thing, just wait and see what this kid gonna do, man, once he get in the NBA and get some weight on himself.
I'm gonna say on him, we'll see, but I think he will be. I mean, everybody has said this is the greatest prospect since LeBron James. They put him in the category of LeBron James, or some even say he is greater. They think he will instantly take that team to almost playoff contention. I'm gonna say in the league he was in, he didn't average 30, so we'll see. But I'm not gonna say he ain't gonna be good, but we'll see. That's all I'm going to say. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm going to say this for my brother Rob. Rob be very much into the 10-4 hat situation. All right, the San Antonio Spurs has only had the number one draft pick 3 times. And every time they got the number one draft pick, they became basically Hall of Famers. I think that he was placed at the San Antonio Spurs by the NBA to have a foolproof plan that this dude to be good. Because the Spurs Tony Parker was not by himself just this Hall of Fame player. They made him good. You feel what I'm saying? Ginobili, maybe so. Ginobili had the sauce anyway. But I'm saying like Dial was an average Joe. He was looking awesome for the Spurs. You feel what I'm saying? They got this.
It's
supposed to be saying they be kind of gene splicing over there. You know what I mean? Give me a little bit of that Scotty. Give me a little bit of that. You know what I'm saying? Mix it together. They made a Kawhi. You know what I'm saying? Take all the emotion out. Give us a Kawhi. Kawhi the one that got away. But look at the players. As soon as they leave the Spurs, they be all the way pure D trash. You know what I mean? Most of them. Except for Kawhi. That's the only one. But think about everybody else. I can't remember. A bunch of George. Who they traded Kawhi for? George Hill. He all right. He was looking real good on the Spurs, though, but right now, he all right.
It's a system, brother. You know what? The Spurs, the Spurs are like the Patriots.
Man. Go on and get into this 10-4 I had ran.
Hey, the Spurs are like the Patriots, man. It's a system. You know what I mean? Belichick and Popovich got the same
good
type
friends,
of thing
too.
where anybody can just jump in and play ball.
See, look at him. Look at him. We'll get to this. O.J. Mayo and Jason Williams, New Jersey Nets Jason Williams, center, and Josh should talk to them about losing their career. Josh should talk to them about losing their career for off-court issues. You know what? I'm not even mad about that. I ain't lying. But we'll get to Ja a little bit later. All right.
We will.
It was something else in the NBA that you had, bro. I don't have a picture up here, but.
No. The other NBA talk is for the Bayfield. Ain't nothing else with it. WNBA next.
Okay, WNBA news. Becky Hammond is suspended. What's she get suspended for, bro?
Let me tell y'all
was
something.
Nice in Phoenix. You right.
Yeah, he was. But let me tell y'all about this Becky Hammond thing in the WNBA. And I don't know if this is a good thing. I went on the WNBA. This is very interesting to me. I went on a website today. And let me, because I wrote this down. I went on a website today, and there's no mention of this at all on the website. Not even when you click on the Aces homepage and you click news. This suspension is nowhere in the WNBA. Like, they don't want no parts of this. They're not trying to publicize it. But this stems from that story we talked about a few weeks ago when we talked about the treatment of Derica Hamby, who now plays for the Sparks, I believe. Yeah, the Sparks.
Yeah.
How she was bullied and looked down on for getting pregnant. It was found that Coach Hammond said some inappropriate things and was suspended for 2 games, and the Aces lost their 2025 draft pick because they didn't have a 2024 pick to lose. Yeah. I just find it very, very interesting that the WNBA.com go on there. This story is nowhere on it. If you click on Aces, like you can go when you go to NBA.com, you can click the individual teams. Yeah. This story about Becky Hammond being suspended and them being found guilty is nowhere on the site. I don't know if that's trash or I don't know if that's just good because they don't need any negative publicity, being that the season kicks off this Friday, which we'll get into. We can roll over into that. But your thoughts on this, C?
Becky, another piece of information I saw on ESPN, Becky Hammond came out and denied all this vehemently, said she did not say this to the lady when she was pregnant or make any improper assumptions like, you hurting us because you pregnant type stuff. You know what I mean? And she did not agree with the suspension, so maybe that's why that's not on there. Becky Hammond, she a real one. That's what I'm going to say. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She survived working on a pot for like 4 or 5 years. Yeah. She ain't no thin-skinned lady. She can't be, right? And I think the league was not ready for someone like her. That's what I'm going to say. Because Becky Hammond has been groomed to coach men, not really ladies. And also, she went to the championship. But
there's a difference.
Right. There is a difference. But she also came into the league and went straight to the championship and won it. Ain't that true?
Yeah.
That was her first year last year as a rookie coach. You know what I'm saying? So she coaching circles around everybody. So I'm not sure how much of this is true or how much of this may be sour apples by a former player. You know what I mean? That could be tripping like, yo, she didn't play me for real or whatever. I don't know. I hope it's not true. But at the end of the day, man, it's basketball. You know, she's not hired to be mother hen. She's hired to be coach. You feel what I'm saying? And if a woman does get pregnant, she's not going to be able to play. I don't feel like that is inflammatory. That's truth. Like, you shouldn't want to be playing if you're pregnant because that's going to give damage to your baby. You ain't going to be able to play, you know. So if she said something slick, it'll be found out. But it is interesting that it's nowhere on the WNBA website because it's scrolling across the ESPN ticker all day long.
Yeah, that's different. But WNBA.com ain't showing it. What up, little bro? But this is what I'll say about that. Maybe Becky Hammon did tell her the truth. Like, look, you want playing time and you get pregnant, this is going to hurt you. And she was just telling the truth, and it could. And I'm not making excuses. So any ladies that come back, watch this show, or you listen later, I'm not taking Becky's side because something had to be found guilty. They took some draft picks. So some evidence had to be found about what's going on with the situation. Right. But what I will say is you hit the nail on the head when you said Becky has been groomed to coach men. And men coaches, let me tell you how we get talked to.
Oh, yeah.
Set your BA up.
That's right. Right.
Hey, one word. Right. Go sit down. They don't really say it, but the BA, you fill in them blanks.
Absolutely.
Coaches we get talked to a little different. And so Becky coming from under Pop and then coming over there, it's a culture shock for her, I'm sure. Even though she played in the league, she been in the NBA. She won and then we'll get on to the opening matchups and power rankings for the WNBA because they open up this Friday. But she won the Summer League championship coaching young men. You know what I'm saying? So it was no surprise that she came right in. I had an issue at first with her getting all that money that she got, but she showed she was worth it. Yeah. You gave her the $2 million, and she brought you a chip. And they probably going back to back like Drake. Anyways, WNBA kicks off this Friday with the Commissioner's Cup. Of course, starting off in the power rankings. We just talked about them. Number 1 is the Vegas Aces. Number 2, New York Liberty. The Liberty is back on the map. They had some significant pickups on the offseason. Washington Mystics are number 3. Number 4 is Connecticut Sun. And number 5 are the Dallas Wings. We'll see what they're going to do. Mark Cuban, once again, got his hands everywhere. Let's see what happens in this one.
All right. Major League Baseball news, top division rankings, sir.
Okay, we always talking about this. We're going to start in the National League because we always give American League. We're going to start with the National League East. Braves are 26-16. The National League Central, the Brewers are 24-18. Hey, check it out. Cards are still last, but they 7-3 in their last 10 games. They've been balling. They had 18 up the other day. National League West, the Dodgers are 27-16. In the AL East, the number 1 best in the MLB, Tampa Bay Rays are 32-11. American League Central are the Minnesota Twins. American League West are the New York Rangers. And that is your MLB division standings. Man, them Rays is just going in, bro.
They is. Go Cardinals, though. They kind of getting it together. I thought they was going to end up firing the manager, but they kind of went on a win streak.
Yeah, they 7-3 in the last 10, man. So, and it's 152 games ago. So
So there is a will and there is a way. Hopefully for the Cardinals to get everything straight. Lastly, XFL news: Renegades win the championship. Arlington won the Renegades. That is.
Yeah. So the Arlington Renegades. Check this out, man. This is. I don't know if I should be happy about this or sad because Arlington getting in kicked out the Battlehawks. You dig what I'm saying? Because of this divisional thing. After going 4-6 in the regular season and faced with criticism for even making the playoffs at 4-6, the Renegades come back to win the XFL championship. Not just winning the XFL championship, but beating the best team in the league this year who went 9-1 in the DC Defenders. Right. So it just goes to show you playoffs and regular season is two different things. Congratulations to congratulations to the Arlington Renegades. The score is scrolling down. I can't remember what the final score was, but they did come away as champions of the XFL this year, despite their 4-6 season.
Yeah, go Battlehawks. D asked where were the Cardinals ranked?
They're last in the division.
Yeah, she said.
Yeah, they last in the NL West, D. I'm sorry, in the NL Central. The Brewers are Milwaukee Brewers are number 1. We just lost against them last night, and the Cards are still last in that division. But again, they've won 7 of the last 10 games, so it's still some hope.
Venora say losing to a 4-6 team is a mess. It is.
Yeah, it is a mess. I know V kind of hurt because that's the DC. You know, she up there in the DMV, so. The DC Commanders.
And she was covering it as well. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Congratulations, sis. I forgot all about that.
Yes, sir.
NHL.
Yeah, I don't have it on there, but tell them about the NHL. What's going on?
So I told y'all I am not a big NHL fan, but I am a casual fan. I was on my soapbox last week when I told y'all about them folks who just don't know. I love NHL hockey, though, when it comes to the playoffs, because if you ever been to an NHL game, Them are some athletes. It's non-freaking stop going back. You don't stop like in the NBA and you can bend over and put your hands on your knees.
None of
Nah,
that.
ain't popping off. Anyways, the NHL will see a new Stanley Cup winner this year because last year's champ Avalanche are no longer with us. Out west is the Stars versus the Golden Knights. Vegas, they lost in the conference finals the last 2 years, so this might be the year for them, but they're going up against the Stars. Vegas also lost in the 2018 Stanley Cup finals against San Jose Sharks. So they trying to bounce out of that and finally get through there. And then in the East, you got the Panthers, Florida Panthers versus the Hurricanes, Carolina Hurricanes. Both teams lost in the conference semis last season. So we're going to have a new NHL championship, Lord Stanley Cup. And of course, I'm going to have to know what that is, Lord Stanley. That's what it is, bro.
Yeah. You know what's crazy about Vegas, man? Like, I think they only been in existence like 5 years, and they've been in the finals and the cups. Like they came in swinging. Like whoever owned that team knew what they was doing because, you know, you would think they had an instant boost because they got like the player draft. They pick all the best players. No, they back again. You know what I'm saying? Like
they back
Vegas
every
a
year.
problem, man. Salute to what's my guy? Come here, my guy out there in Vegas we was talking to. But anyway, salute to Vegas, man. The Vegas Cup, and not the Vegas Cup, the Vegas
Knights. Yeah,
the
man.
Vegas Knights. Big
the Golden Knights is what they're called.
Yeah, man. Let's get into the Soapbox segment.
Soapbox.
Shout out to our brother Quan. That's who I was thinking of out there in Vegas. All right, this is our Soapbox segment where me and Rob take 2 minutes to go off on whatever's on our mind. Rob normally talks about sports situations. I normally talk about whatever's getting on my nerves in life. Sometimes it's a switch, sometimes it's not. We never know. But today may be a different day. We'll see. Always by tradition, I allow my brother Rob to go first. My brother, is you ready?
Yeah, man, I'm ready. It's because this is on my chest. Hey, check this out, man. NBA coaches get the worst from owners who are ultimately fans of the game. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this is what happens to most fans of the game. What happens is, as soon as their team lose, they get in their emotions and start making decisions that typical fans make. You know, stuff like they want the coach fired. They want they not watching the game anymore, meaning I ain't fooling with that team because I ain't watching no more because they keep losing. They want the best player to be traded. They want to trade away the whole team for the best player. This is what uneducated fans want and how the uneducated fan acts.
Yes.
Not the mindset when running a team. It doesn't work. This is to the owners. You got coaches like Monty Williams, fired. Frank Vogel, fired. Mike Budenholzer, fired. Two of those three I mentioned won championships, only to be fired only to be fired later. And Monty Williams don't even have a losing season. My point is, owners need to start seeing things out and not be on the whole fandom thing, man. Look, you can't run your $1 billion business like you playing NBA Live franchise mode. If you know NBA Live, back in the day, you had franchise mode. You can make all these different trades, and you the owner, and you can play the game. It was dope. My God, this is a real business. This is not something that you can just take the cartridge out, the disc out, the stream out. You can't do that. If you're the owner and decide to give up your entire roster for one player and lose, don't blame the coach, i.e. Phoenix. You gave up the whole roster for KD. Your bench soft. That's why you lost. Now, there are exceptions to the rule. Doc, Nash, Nate. That's just to name a few.
That's right.
But overall, these new owners who come in and they buy a franchise, they need to separate their fandom from the business. And that's my soapbox, man.
Good job, brother. Hey, I agree with you fully. My soapbox is this, man. Many of you know I am a fan of a team called the Memphis Grizzlies, and I shared this conversation with my brother Rob here recently. Recently, we played the Los Angeles Lakers. We got embarrassed, got whooped, got made a fool out of, deservedly so, because our young team ran their mouth and wrote checks they butt couldn't cash. The Lakers beat them by 40 on the last game. I get it, right? I'm walking through the airport. Rob knows I wear a Grizzlies hat almost every single day. Rain, sleet, or snow, whether basketball, football is on, I wear my hat all the time, just like my brother got his Heat hat on. So this one guy I never knew was a Lakers fan, never seen him in a Lakers hat, never, not one time, had the hat on that day. And want to make jokes, man, y'all lost by 40. I can't believe you still a Grizzlies fan. So because we lose by 40, I'm not supposed to be a fan no more because you're a fan of a team when you probably ain't never stepped 1 foot in LA. You probably ain't never seen the beach in your life unless you reword that in another way. That's the only thing you've seen. You know what I'm saying? You probably ain't really seen a lake in your life. But you want to tell me not to be a fan of my team because they had an embarrassing loss, having a terrible offseason. They really is the laughingstock of the NBA. And you know, am I going to leave them alone? I got an answer for that.
No.
Because it's not about the players. It's about the team. It's about the name on the front of the jersey because I am from Memphis, Tennessee. The first 3 digits of my cell phone number is 901 because there's the area code of Memphis, Tennessee. I like the Memphis Grizzlies when there was a Pau Gasol there. I like the Memphis Grizzlies when there was a Shane Battier with his lame self. I like the Memphis Grizzlies back when there was Zebo, Mike Conley, all these folks. Mike Miller 2 times, you know what I mean? Zebo, all these folks, even Nick Calathis. I had to root for him wearing number 12 before the real good number 12, Ja Morant, got into the team, which tells you it's not about the players for me. So I hate this old goofy NBA mentality because you live in a city and ain't got an NBA team. I get it, fam. I get it. But everybody is not just a fan of one player so they like the team. Some people actually just like the team. You know what I'm saying? Rob don't even live in Miami. He stayed with the Heat after his favorite player left. He stayed with the team. You know what I'm saying? Became an actual team fan. You know, so miss me with, man, I ain't going to be a fan of that team because, shut up. You ain't a fan for real.
Hey, hold on.
Hold on, let Rob say his piece right quick.
I want to clear something up. My favorite player on the court was D Wade. You dig? Not LeBron. I don't want nobody to think LeBron left, and that's the only reason. I was a Heat fan before LeBron said he's taking his talents to South Beach.
That's right.
I wanted to clear that.
Let it be known, brother. All right, this is our debate feud segment where me and Rob go back and forth on particular subjects in the NBA or the NFL or sports topics in general. We go back and forth for 5 minutes. We got a counter that look like this, and when it's over, you got a buzzer that sounds something like this right here. That's how we do it. All right, man. So we always go. We don't always do nothing. We just go first with the first subject. NBA impressed, depressed. Let's get it with this right here. Let's go, bro. NBA impressed on the East. Let's go with the East.
I honestly, brother, I think you didn't look at my notes. It was NBA.
Yeah, I know it went in there. No, we got that later, brother. This is another
my
question.
bad, brother. My bad. Impressed, of course. I'm getting ready to go with the Miami Heat. I mean, we here. You dig what I'm saying? We are so happy to be here. We barely won. We barely won the play-in. Y'all know I was upset about the play-in game. I don't know what was going on, and now I kind of understand. The Miami Heat had a strategy.
Okay.
Let the Hawks play Boston. Let Boston go through all that. Let them get tired. Let us get all wind about ourselves. And then they went around about because they wanted Boston in these finals because Jimmy Bucket said it. Next year, we'll see him again, and it's going to be a different outcome. And guess what? I didn't believe Buckets because at the beginning, Buckets wasn't getting buckets. He was getting bricks. But now he here. Go ahead. That's my East impress.
I will say this about the East and the Heat. The Heat are impressed for me as well, but this is why I want to remind my brother, Mr. Rob Redeem. One day I did an impromptu Soapbox segment when our teams had the same record in the playoffs, and he was complaining like it was the end, and I was telling him, like, I knew we was about to lose. Rob told me, I don't know about this and all that. And let me give Exhibit R over there that is still playing. And it's still good. So you should be impressed. You should be happy. And I'm a Heat fan right now in the East side. But, also depressed in the East.
Depressed in the East, man, I got to say the 76ers. I know that we're here in the I know we're in the conference finals now, but the 76ers, for them to do that, like James Harden, LeBron, I saw your comment. We're going to get on Doc later. But Sixers, what is you doing? Embiid, 2 straight games, you didn't demand the ball. Embiid, you're big. As a matter of fact, Embiid, how about you watch Jokic? Jokic went down and banged in the paint last night.
Yes,
he
sir.
Banged in the paint, had 16 boards in the first quarter.
Yes, sir.
Craig. Not game, quarter. And he played big boy and he went out. You want to know what Embiid was doing? Facing up. What is you facing up against Al Horford for? Like there's no reason in the world. Al Horford? Bro, he older than us. Put together. I don't care what they say. Go ahead, man.
Absolutely, it's the Sixers. How do you lose like that? Listen, I know Doc Rivers is known for blowing leads when he have a lead inside the playoff. He is the only coach to lose 3-1 leads 3 times, right? And still gets another job, and he'll get another coaching job because he is a good coach. He has a winning record with them, but he had 2 people that are what you call chokers in the playoffs. I love Joel Embiid. He is awesome. He is a beast. He is a dog. They should have never lost in Philly. They were winning the game before they got to Game 7. Game 6, they had the lead. They had Jason Tatum only scoring 3 points for the first 3 quarters and lost the game. Lost the game. On the other end, big salute to Jason Tatum from STL going to Chaminade right down the street from where I'm at right now. He a killer. He's something different.
Hey,
he's something different.
Boy, different.
He's something different. All right, Impress in the West, bro.
Impress in the West, I got to give it to the Lakers because even though they're not a regular 7 seed, hey, these brothers then came together and they played. We said this on this show. I said the Lakers are as good as their chemistry will allow them to be,
sir.
And they're starting to get that chemistry. You don't believe me? Go check the receipts. We got the data for that. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe. You'll catch it every time. But the Lakers are my Impress.
Okay, I'm going to Impress. Let's see in the West, man. I'm going to go with the Denver Nuggets, man. They have been awesome the whole playoffs. Yeah. Nobody talks about them. They get no respect. Everybody just assumed the Lakers was going to roll them, and they came out like a freight train last night.
I got them at 5, bro.
Were a problem. I'm sorry. Listen, AD was awesome. I give it to him.
Yeah,
he did not step back, but he had his hands full with Jokic. Jokic is a problem, bro. He played like an MVP last night. MVP really matters to me. Like, I really wish they'd wait to do this after the playoffs because, like, if you trash in the playoffs, man, I don't think you need to take home that award. I'm just saying. No hate to Joel Embiid. All right, man, D-Press in the West.
It has to be the Suns, and it's not because of Monty Williams. You know what I mean? You got Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. There's no way in the world they shouldn't have put up more of a fight over them in this series, and they just didn't. And you know what I'm saying? In 8, Chris Paul gets hurt every year, so him being on the court ain't surprised me. He gonna go make another statement. Aiden
is charming, man. He toilet tissue.
Yeah, he is. He puppy poo for real, soft ass. You dig what I'm saying? And as far as Chris Paul goes, he's not like a good neighbor. He's never there during the playoffs. He needs to get his State Farm stuff revoked. You can't.
Yeah, man. Yeah. All right, man.
I just realized what it sounded like I said.
I know, that's why I was laughing. I was like, oh, bro, okay. That's how we doing the show. You know, everybody's ears were hurt from me saying the hard, having the hard ER last time. Now this brother just talking about donkeys. All right, man. Next subject is Malika Andrews Is Malika Andrews a good journalist or just a mess? It can't typo right there. But is Malika Andrews a good journalist or just messy? Is she a good journalist or just messy? I'm going to fix that.
Yeah. Look, y'all, I'm going to give you a backstory on this, on why this came about. Malika Andrews, she's known for questionable comments, and she asked some sus-type questions at the wrong time. And it's just happened since her career has started to heighten. She's starting to do a lot more messy looking type stuff. It started with Udoka and her and Stephen A. Smith getting into it. Then the John Morant things, as well as bringing up Alabama's Brandon Miller last night, who was a top 5 pick about his incident and being accused of supplying a gun to a teammate who led to a fatal shooting. Like, you're going to bring this up during the NBA draft lottery to possibly hurt this man's potential. Like, you bring it, we all know what happened, but to bring that up and
look on the screen.
What?
Appreciate you, Higgins. Clarify for him, bro. Go ahead, bro.
Appreciate it, little bro. But this Malika Andrews stuff, man, like, why would you put Ja and this dude in the same thing? It did 2 things last night that was messy for me. You're trying to say that Ja has the potential of handing off a gun to a friend to commit a possible homicide, and then you're also bringing up Miller's past that he's trying to get past so he can go into the NBA with a fresh start. That's not good journalism to me. That's controversial journalism. And I like Malika Andrews. I like her show. I love NBA Today. It's all of that. But this particular thing, I think it was it was distasteful to me, bro. Real distasteful.
I have a point. I don't think she just now became messy. She's been messy. There was a time that she was interviewing Giannis. Giannis walked off on her. Left the podium. Left her. Right? She used to be sidelined for the Bucks. She been messy. You know what I mean? Is she good at what she do? She is a good journalist. I'm not going to say that. She actually survived the bubble, right?
Yeah.
You know, remember she was one of the reporters that stayed in the bubble the whole time. Salute to her. She has, the look for TV. But what I do not like, and as a Grizzlies fan, I give y'all some insight. So y'all all know what was the big bad thing that Ja Morant said. We find in the West. If you watch that interview, he originally said, who do you fear in the NBA? He said, man, the Celtics, man, they're a very good team. That's a fine comment. And she looking at him, give me something else. Pulling more out. And then he said to find the West. So she yanked that out. Now, you can call that good journalism, but it's mess. And the mess that's continuing, just like Rob said, doing that stuff about Brandon Miller. Listen, he's not at Alabama no more. Why are you bringing that up?
Yeah, man.
What's the purpose of that? You feel what I'm saying? I don't like that. And I feel like I'm not going to make this a black and white thing, man, but I feel like sometimes we should look out for each other. Let me put it that way. You know what I'm saying? I understand. I feel like in the media we should call out wrong and we should say what's wrong and all that. But you're not interviewing Alabama Brandon Miller. You are interviewing an NBA product Brandon Miller now.
Yeah.
So what happened in Alabama ain't got nothing to do with this right now. And I know people want to bring it up, man, but this man should be able to move on. At the end of the day, he was not charged. The police didn't charge him. The people that were supposed to be in jail are in jail, period. And then trying to connect them with him and Ja, that's trash, man. For real. Ja got his own problems, but that ain't good.
I didn't like that. The criminal justice system already be on one. I'm gonna say what the voice said. Yeah, she is good for TV. She's not an eyesore. She's a nice looking woman. You know what I mean? She has a vibrant personality. But then when she does some of these things, and it's always, I never hear her going at others. It's always us. You dig what I'm saying? And that's the part. Rachel Nichols didn't do that. Rachel Nichols knew how to balance it out and be good. And I get it. She got thrust into this after the Rachel Nichols bubble comment, and they let it go. And Rachel doing fine. You know what I'm saying? On Showtime, she ain't hurting, but she's young, she's ambitious, and I think sometimes ambition, because even Kwame Brown went off on her, with the type of stuff she was doing with Jalen Rose. I don't know if that was fake news or real, but my thing is, I just don't like the fact that you're going to tie in Ja Morant, Brandon Miller, and kind of make it seem like, what if Ja passes off a gun? Then what's going to happen? It's just too many what-if factors on that. I didn't like that at all.
Yeah, and those are two separate things. Listen, Ja got his problems, and I'll talk about that later. But on her one more time, man, like, she came at Stephen A. on his show incorrect and got dealt with because Stephen A. was not going. You know what I mean? She made an assumption or an accusation towards Jalen Rose where Jalen Rose had to apologize. Like, man, messy. Like, he touched me the wrong spot. You look at the video, that man didn't do nothing. You know what I mean? He still had to apologize. Like, I feel like she has an assault against black men. And, that ain't cool. And look who she gonna marry. Just you do your own research. She engaged to someone that don't look like us.
You know what, though? And I'll say this and I'll let it go, man. Sometimes when that happens, behind closed doors, you get accused of things from your spouse, be it man or female. And then when you get out on camera, then you lashing out because you don't want the backlash from home.
Right.
I hope it ain't no situation like that. But that's what the Jalen Rose thing kind of remind, like, you're a little bit too touchy-feely. And you this or that. You this or... I don't like it, bro. I don't like
it, man. Jalen ain't never been in trouble for nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? And he had Molly. We'll just say that. So Jalen straight. You know what I mean? He ain't saying he dealing with Molly no more. I'm just saying Jalen gets his quality, I'm sure, of high-level women. He ain't got to treat that woman like that. That's what I mean.
He ain't got to touch her armpit.
He ain't got to touch her armpit. Right. You know what I'm saying? All right, next subject. Yeah. All right. Doc Rivers, Williams, which was Monty Williams, Mike Budenholzer, Nick Nurse were all fired this year. Will any of them coach again this season or coach this season? Mr. Davis.
I think Budenholzer will get a job. I think Monty Williams is going to get a job. And Nurse should get a job. And believe it or not, man, Rivers is going to get Rivers is gonna get a job, man. Like, this is what I'm gonna say about Doc Rivers, just to bring this up, because this ain't about Doc, but I did some research on Doc. Bro, Doc has been blowing 3-1 leads since 2003, man.
I told you. Yes, sir.
Since 2003 when he coached the Magic. I forgot Doc even coached the Magic. He had Tracy McGrady. He
got him to the finals.
Blew a 3-2 lead in the finals with the Celtics, a 3-2 lead in the Eastern Finals. 2015, Clippers blew a 3-1 lead, lead with the Clippers in the West Semi in 15 and 20, and then in 23 blew a 3-2 lead. Yep. Should Doc coach next season? I don't think he should. I think I said this before. I feel like Doc Rivers is the how you put it, the black I don't know how what that one the token black guy. Meaning, hey, Doc has a job. You see what I mean? Like,
like the black football coach. I mean, the black NFL coach. Right.
Like Doc had the black like Mike Tomlinson. Yeah. Tomlinson has a job. You know, he's been having a job. So that's how I feel about Doc, man. It's like he can do no wrong, and he's been doing this his whole career with one championship. Think about that, bro.
I think Rivers maybe, but I'm giving a negative on that because I think people gonna finally get hip that he's just an IA coach. Monty absolutely gonna get another coaching job. I don't know about Bud. Nurse will too. I don't know about Bud though. Bud, I don't understand why he was fired. You know, they fired Bud the same week his brother died. He was still coaching. He didn't go to funeral stuff. He decided to stay with the team and coach. Then they fired him after they lost. Like, some of this stuff is trash because, you know, Giannis was coming off an injury. You know what I mean? So they wasn't right. The Heat got their lead while Giannis was hurt. What up, JT? Good to see you, bro. But you know what I mean? But that for real, man, that's trash, man. So do I think I'm not sure about Rivers, man. Rivers may have used all his good coaching cards. I mean, but
now what
definitely
I could
Williams
see,
though. Definitely Williams will be Nurse.
Yeah, Williams will be back. Nurse will probably be back. And then I mentioned Frank Vogel, who won a championship in the bubble and then got fired. You dig what I'm saying? Like some of these other folks. I know they're talking about bringing Dan Toney, who's another coach that's out there, and Mark Jackson also. Like, Mark Jackson got fired over some religious type stuff. He just interviewed somewhere, I heard. Yeah, I want to say he got an interview with the Bucks. I'm not sure.
D. Doc Rivers, affirmative action.
There you go.
You know what, D? That's what he is.
Ain't lying.
Yeah, at all.
Hey, but check this out. As far as next season go, I can see some of these coaches teaming up. And maybe assistant coach, head coach, and then they putting their minds together. Because think about this: Pop had all of these coaches under him. Udoka, Budenholzer, like they were under Pop for a minute. So maybe come together, put your minds together, and start a dynasty or do something like that. I know they talked about Sam Cassell was even up for an interview for one of these jobs. So
it's a lot.
Williams for sure.
A lot of them gonna get jobs because there's a lot of open jobs. They got to fill them with somebody. You know what I'm saying? I even heard that a college coach, Kelvin Sampson from the Houston Cougars, that always get the Cougars in the championship. He interviewed for a job today. He interviewed for the Giannis job, whatever that team
Bucks.
is. Yeah, he had an interview with them. Woj talked about that.
Yeah,
but Anyway, I just don't. I hate the way some of this happened, man, but some of these guys will end up being coaches, man. Some of them going to end up coaching again because there's so many open jobs. And I've heard around the way that Ty Lue is kind of fed up with the stuff over there with Kawhi and all that.
Yeah.
And he may just resign on his own. Ty Lue is a very good coach. He's a very good coach. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say he's the greatest coach, but he's very good. You know, I know he gets a lot of good press because he's cool to the media. That's how you know what coaches are cool to the media once it gets all the love because they nice to the media. You know what I'm saying? Some of the buttheads to the media, like Spoelstra probably ain't the nicest to the media, but he's one of the great coaches. You don't hear him always talk about Spoelstra great, but he is great. You know what I'm saying? You always know if they ain't talking about him like maybe they ain't always nice to the media. That's all. That's really all it comes down to.
Same way with Pop. This is the last thing I'll say about what he's in. Gonna let Mark Jackson back into the locker room. He should have had. Oh yeah. He should have. let's just say this about Mark Jackson. He was displaying his faith a little too much in a light on the feet city, and
That's right.
wasn't gonna fare well because he was giving his faith views a little bit too much. I follow Mark Jackson, and I'm talking about some Holy Ghost filled, tongue talking type dude, and that doesn't fare well in the Bay. You dig what I'm saying?
He's doing too much.
Is doing entirely too much. Then it was preferential treatment toward the believers on the team who went to church with him. So he gotta fix that up. We can move on, bro. I lost my train of thought on that.
It's all good. It's all good. On to the next. All right, this subject here in NBA Conference Finals thoughts and predictions. All right, we down to the Final Four of the NBA Conference. All right, let's start with the Lakers versus the Nuggets. Thoughts. First, initial thoughts from Game 1. Initial thoughts.
Right. Everybody, I want y'all to chime in on this. It's going to be real good. Chime in on this one, please. Game 1 initial thoughts, Denver in 5. That's my Game 1. And this is why I'm going to tell you. Jokic is consistent. AD isn't.
That's true.
AD put up 40 last night.
That's true.
And they're in Denver. So I'm expecting them to come out and get blown out in 2 because playing in Denver is no joke. That I'm telling you, the altitude for those who don't live there is something totally different. Yes. I have Denver in 5 because AD has to be consistent. LeBron and AD had excellent games last night, and it was at one point Jokic hit a shot that AD had to turn and look at him and just shake his head and smile. Not only that boy Murray is back. Bubble Murray, the one that we was talking about, he is a problem, bro. And we forgot about that from injuries and him trying to get back. Mr. Brokeback Mountain is back. I'm talking about my man Porter Jr. from Mizzou. You dig what I'm saying? You got OG Green.
Yeah.
You got Aaron Gordon. Hooping. Hope is hitting them joints. You dig what? The Nope, he hitting them. And then you got Aaron Gordon, and I think a lot of us forgot how good he was in Orlando because we got fascinated by the dunking. My man is a good player. He's a good defender. And Denver is just underrated because they weren't on TV a lot because they not flashy. They're the new San Antonio Spurs, in my opinion.
Okay, I don't like the devil's advocate term, so I just say I'm going to be an advocate. I'm going to come from a different angle. I say why the Lakers can win. They switched Rui Hachimura on Jokic at the end of the game, and they got all the way back in the game. It was a nice adjustment. One thing that their new coach, Darvin Ham, does well is make adjustments, and that's very, very good in coaching. Salute to him. He put Rui out there, and he was able to help contain Jokic. That's one reason they can get back. And really, that's all I get.
Well, I mean, it was up big,
because I think it's a big.
Brought it to 3.
Right, they brought it 3 when they made that adjustment, and we'll see if they do it from the jump. That's a reason why the Lakers could come there. What I do not trust about the Lakers, or what I fear about the Lakers, is that you're not going to get another 40-point AD game to probably game 4, right? But you're going to have another triple-double Jokic game 2. He averaged that, basically. He basically like a big man version of Russell Westbrook with a jumper, though. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing I scare about that. Say his name. See, that was impressive. No, I ain't going to try it again. But nah, man, I really, really think that it's going to be hard for the Lakers. But I'm very impressed by the Lakers. I'm very impressed. Not just because they beat us. We was injured, hurt, and with a dumb young team. But the way what they did to the Warriors impressed me. And one thing that the Lakers have, they may not have super Rui Hachimura, but they may not have like super bench players, but all their bench players can hoop. Like, they ain't great, but all of them can do something good. D'Angelo Russell, you know what I'm saying? Rui Hachimura, the dude from the Spurs that came over there,
Reeves
hooping. I thought it was fake. No, it is real. That dude is hooping right now. He's hooping. You know what I mean? They got people. Yeah, they got a lot of talent, NBA veteran talent on that bench. But the thing is, so do Denver. Bruce Brown, that was with the Nets last year, hooping. Caldwell Hope, like you say now, because it's all going in now. Then you got the big man down there, Aaron Gordon, still. Like they so stacked,
It's
and
a
like
good
you said,
matchup,
Brokeback
yeah.
Mountain, so stacked. They are so deep. Listen, do you know Reggie Jackson is on their bench? He don't even play. Reggie
Oh,
Jackson
wow.
that was good for the Clippers. Like you didn't even know that, right? They are so deep and so stacked. They only run like 8 players, man, but they are, to me, they're like a juggernaut right now, man. To me, they've looked the best in the playoffs, and I really wasn't sure they was going to look like that against the Lakers because the Lakers have been so good, so big, and so physical. But this is the thing. You're not out physically, whatever. You ain't out toughening my man Jokic, man. You ain't gonna out tough that dude, man. This dude, he's like Stay Puft man out there, except he's a little bit slimmer. He's tough, man. He got moves, and man, that dude is nice. He ain't that athletic, man, but he nice. He know how to work his body. He know how to move. He got drop steps. He got layups. Is what I would say. That boy nice, man. But they're a very balanced team, man. The only thing that can hinder them is that I think the Lakers got a superstar coach. I think Darvin Ham is very, very good. I think his adjustments, that's the biggest thing about coaching. Darvin Ham is not married to players. And what I mean by that, like, okay, I got to keep playing him because, that's my guy. Nah, he'll sit your butt down to change the thing up. A lot of coaches are married to players, and they lose, dying on their vine. And I'm not sure about the guy for Denver on that. I've never took him as a great coach. Not a bad coach, but I never took him as a great coach. You know what I mean?
No, I'm with you, and we're going to have to do another 5 for East. But as far as West goes, it could come down to coaching. But if it comes down to players and what I saw from game 1, this is just game 1.
Yeah.
Denver in 5, man. Because, again, AD cannot go into game 4 to get another 40. AD is going to have to bring it every single night. Yeah. If not, it's not going to fare well for them. But the adjustment was crazy because they was down big time, and they brought it back within 3. And Denver was able to edge it out. Over to the East, brother.
My prediction, I say Nuggets in 6. Nuggets in 6.
Okay.
Because the only way, if the Lakers win, I think they'll only win in 7, and I don't think they're gonna win in Denver in 7. So I don't think it's gonna happen. All right, we're gonna do 5 more for the East. This is all predictive because their game is tonight.
Right.
For the I know this is personal to you, but what are your thoughts about this series with your Heat versus the Boston Celtics?
So I do have the Heat in 6, and I'm gonna tell you why. Not just because I'm a Heat fan. It's something that Boston did against Atlanta. It's something that Boston did against Philly, and they came in the room and thought, we gonna win. If they play this game with Miami and they have 2 games like they did with Atlanta. Or they have 2 games like they did with Philly where they just felt like, we can just show up and win, and they lose. Yeah. It's a wrap, and it'll be Miami in 6. If it goes 7, I don't trust Miami like my little bro Hagan said. I don't trust Miami back in Boston in 7. But Jimmy is on a different level right now.
Yes,
and the X factor is not Jimmy because we know Jimmy going to get them buckets. Our X factor when it comes to the Miami Heat winning in 6, I'm going to need Bam to treat Horford and Williams the way Embiid should have. And I'm talking about backing down, banging in the paint, what got him that big contract to get him out that mobile home. I'm going to need him to act like he just left the mobile home yesterday and he ain't Hollywood Bam. I need rough side Bam in this series in order for us to get it in 6.
I got the Heat in 6, and I'm going to tell you why, and it has nothing to do with Jimmy Buckets, although Jimmy Buckets is awesome. He is a dog. He is what you want for the playoffs. He is the perfect playoff player. His mentality, he is not scared of the moment. Not 1 second is he scared of the moment, right?
I know what you're about to say. Go ahead,
also, I like Bam. Also, I love these basically G League level players that y'all got coming in there shooting threes, off screen, buckets, no fear. I'm going to tell you why I think they're going to win, because y'all have the coach named Spoelstra. And their coach, I believe, is a flaming idiot. Not flaming, but he's just a bumbling idiot. He's an idiot. Yeah. And the reason why I'm saying he's an idiot. It took all the way to game 7. Was it game 7 for him to figure out they need to play Robert Williams in the starting lineup? Robert Williams was awesome last year in the playoffs. You ain't watched no tape?
He was right there on the sideline, buddy.
He right there on the sideline. The players, from what I heard, they literally had to say, yo, put him in the game, right? Philly was whooping him without him in the starting lineup. Soon as he came in the starting lineup, and you got Horford and him, when Embiid got past Horford, then Robert Williams was like, get this on up out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He was floating and he was free. So I don't have a lot of faith in Joe Mazzulla. I don't. I think Udoka was actually a very good coach. Yes, he got in trouble, but he actually had a great coach in mind. Yeah. Mazzulla, I think, was the right person for the job at the time. He fit the bill. He fit the look. But I don't think he's a great coach. I don't think he even doesn't sound like a smart coach when he's in his interviews after the game. He sounds dumb. Sounds idiotic. He started defending stupid points. That's what I'm saying. Like, a good coach would be like, yeah, it didn't work. It messed up. We're going to try something else. He going to stand on it. You remember that game where they lost, where they had timeouts, 2 timeouts, and they didn't take it right before overtime? And then right in overtime when Marcus Smart hit the shot at the very, very end too late, and he didn't call the timeout. He's like, yeah, I still agree with not calling the timeout. We know how to run the play. No, you idiot. It was clear to see you should have called the timeout. So only because of him, I actually think Boston has more talent. I actually think overall Boston is a better team. With the hands of a right coach, I don't think it would. I ain't gonna say it wouldn't be close, but Boston probably get y'all out of here like 5 with the right coach. But with this dude, Sports gonna coach circles around this guy.
Yeah,
he gonna coach circles around him.
I agree with you, and it's that's the thing. So we're not gonna cancel out Tatum. So Tatum's gonna have 50. He gonna get him a 50 game. I see him getting a 50 piece.
Of course.
But Bucket's not guaranteed to let Brown get off, bro.
No.
You dig what I'm saying? So you guaranteed to cancel that out. And then the rest of the guys, because it's a team sport, and Spoelstra understands this. Yes. You got Robinson Duncan Robinson starting to shoot well again. You got Strauss. You got all these different guys, like you said, G League players and undrafted players who have come in and they're playing ball. You dig what I'm saying? And not to mention Kevin Love. So you got your old head for your old head, meaning Horford for Love. You got Bam for Williams. And it's like, okay, let this man do what he do, and then the coach is going to shoot himself in the foot. As soon as you said all that, I knew you was going to the coach because that coach, as a matter of fact, I don't even think he had coaches next year. I think Monty Williams comes in and takes that squad, something like that. I can see that fit. I can see that fit.
Yeah,
you don't bring Doc back.
Yeah. No, they're not gonna bring Doc back. Last thing I say on this, man, like I think, like I said, I think he's criminally underrated, criminally overrated as a coach because he's just on Boston, but he's not good, and I think that's gonna do him in. Also, with the Heat, man, this good thing is that they're physical.
Yeah.
Who have they played yet that's gonna be physical like that? They ain't played nobody like the Heat yet. You feel what I'm saying? They ain't played nobody where they felt like they had to fight to win the game. When I mean fight, like I'm talking about physically fight and get bumped and get pushed and all that. They ain't played nobody like that. What's up, Marquise? Good to see you, bro. Yeah, they ain't played nobody like that in a long time. You know what I mean? And the Heat are physical. Everybody, their whole team got out the mud minus Duncan Robinson. Everybody else, dudes got out the mud. You know what I'm saying?
Right. What up, Marquise?
Tough dudes. You know what I mean? So that's that on that, man. Hey, we got a one word of the day today, and it'll be my pleasure to do this one. It is. This one word. No. Of the day. Real quick, the one word of the day is Ja Morant. And just give me 1 minute for this. Ja Morant is the one word of the day because you was already suspended 8 games for flashing a gun like this, like it was a toy, drunk in a strip club. And basically, the commissioner had mercy on you. You stood in front of the home team in Memphis and said, look, I'm going to get treatment. I'm getting better. 2 weeks ago, I'm a Memphis Grizzlies fan. Actually, 2.5 weeks ago, they had exit interviews after we got stumped by the Lakers. And he sat there and said, you know what? This summer, I'm going to take time to be more mature, be a leader of this team, and make better decisions. Not 2 weeks later, you're in a car with your homeboy, listening to some NBA YoungBoy, and you hold up a gun. And normally, everybody says, Ja Morant needs to get his friends from around him. His friend noticed he had the gun, looked at him like, one word, and turned the camera. So it wasn't even his friend that influenced him to do this. How about he's the bad influence? And my man gonna mess. He has some new shoes that was coming out next week. One of the dopest versions of his shoes that was coming out next week. Now that's on pause. He had this whole campaign that's gonna be out by Powerade that came out during the college national championship. You never saw the commercial. You know why? Because this idiot can't stop flashing the gun or holding the gun. Just dumb. Listen, I hope the dude get himself together for the sake of his talent. Listen, he's a superstar. He ain't won nothing, I get it. But you know who love him? Kids. Trust me, you got them, they know who Ja Morant is. They know who he is. And the reason that the league is going to come hard on him, not that he's going to get about 20 games. Everybody saying 50, whatever. There's not precedence for 50 games. I don't care how much he pissed off the commissioner. You have to do things with precedence. And also, there is a players union that's going to step in when you try to get a cessel like that. You know how many Miles Bridges got 30 games for whooping his wife. He didn't whoop his wife. He was an idiot in the car brandishing a gun. Yeah. It's stupid and it's bad and it's embarrassment to my team and to the city and to the NBA. And listen, I want him to be good. I want him to be good for my team. But if they get rid of him, I hope they do not get rid of him. Because let me bring up this other part. Because you hear a lot of people jumping on him. Shout out to J.J. Redick. He said, why we all piling on the 23-year-old for this? Why we so anxious to do this for this guy? If you ain't see J.J. Redick comment on that, look it up. I respect J.J. Redick. He's very, very good. One of the best on ESPN. But this is the point.
Also up for a coaching job.
Yeah. But here's the other side to this that nobody's going to talk about, right? Like, we going to down him, right, Rob? You know, we going to say, yeah, y'all need to train. You see all the trade scenarios and all that. Mm-hmm. You won't hear all this negative stuff somebody trade him, though. Like, I heard Keyshawn say, yeah, send him to L.A., we'll get him straight. No, like we stupid. So, like, the Memphis Grizzlies just dumb idiots. So, we going to trade a superstar just because he acted stupid. No, they going to stick with him. They're not finna trade him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just an idiot, man. But anyway, go ahead, brother. You can have your piece. That's it.
No, my piece
and
is
he is
this.
fumbling the bad. You right, Higgins. He's fumbling the bad.
What'd he say?
A bunch of them. He said Ja fumbling the bad. And he ain't lying. Go ahead, bro.
No, he is, because that's one reason why they didn't put him on the All NBA. Don't think them journalists didn't get together and say
100%.
we gonna mess with his pockets. Maybe that'll teach him a lesson.
Dame scored 32 points a game on a team that went in the playoffs. You think he had a better case than Ja? That was the 2 seed? No, the reason he didn't get it because his idiocy and flashed the gun. Like, and it's not even what he's doing is so bad. It's just everybody like, dog, can you be this stupid? How can you be so smart and be so dumb? But go ahead, bro.
So this is what I'm gonna say, and I agree, and we can wrap this one up. If Ja Morant was a rapper, if Ja Morant was anybody else,
right?
What he did is not a crime. It's not a crime.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
He can, what he did going live and flashing the gun, it is not a crime. If he was a rapper or an entertainer or an actor or whatever, he can do all of that with the music playing. But he in the NBA.
That's
and
right.
it's a corporate job, regardless of how you handle it. You dig what I'm saying? I'm gonna say this and we'll let it go. C can go on live right now and flash a gun, and nobody gonna say a word. Let this one word flash.
Let Robert
my gun.
Davis do that.
Let me do it, and I'm gonna guarantee you, I am misrepresenting.
That's right.
I'm
Your
misrepresenting Department of Homeland Security at that point. You dig what I'm saying? Because of who employs me. It's different. Yeah. It's different. It's levels to this. It's different. So, it's double standards. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
And if you didn't realize there's double standards in it, then wake up. One word. You dig what I'm saying? So, Ja Morant got to realize that.
He got to realize that there's also layers to this. Cause I know there's congressmen that got pictures with AKs and all that. And you know, like Hager said, you know, if he was out there at the gun range, nobody would have said nothing. Listen, let's be real now. Here's another point. Corporate America, the last thing they want to see is a young black man holding a gun. Now, there's that side, too. And we got to know that. And it ain't right. Like Rob said, it is a double standard. But if you're going to operate and you want to take this $200 million that they're going to give you, then you got to play nice. Let me tell you, all of these players got guns. All of them probably do what y'all do. They just don't turn on Instagram Live, you idiot. They all have
generation. Guns. Yeah, man.
Now, you know, James Harden is known for being in a strip club. You think that man ain't strapped in the strip club? Come on, dog. You know he is. He don't turn on Instagram Live. You ain't seen no videos. Because you tell him, hey, dog, don't turn that phone on. He need to hire him security and go tell the security go take anybody's phone and turn on their camera. Period. Yeah. You got the bread to do it, to protect your image, to protect your bag. LeBron, you don't think LeBron go out? That man go out. They all do. They all do. And the thing is, he's you know, because I'm a fan, I get privy to other fan of the team. I get privy to other messaging above what you see on ESPN because I see the local shows and stuff. Listen, people been trying to talk to him. Zebo tried to get it. A bunch of players tried to get it. Moneybag Yo, a rapper. You know what Moneybag Yo did when he got in trouble? He's a rapper that's paid to flash guns, right? He's portraying a life that he didn't. I'm not saying he didn't grow up in a impoverished area. He did. I'm not saying that. But once you get out, there's no need to act like you still back in the hood. Yeah. But I think this is what it all comes down to when we wrap the show up. He don't want to be famous. That's what this all come down to. He don't want the responsibility to not be able to where I can't go somewhere and can't do this. You know what I'm saying? When you see this man out, you see him out in places where 200 millionaires don't be. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. And I don't think he's ready to really, really be famous. And his family ain't ready for him to really, really be famous. Nobody in his life was ready for this. 5 years ago, nobody knew about this dude. And in 5 years, he went from nobody to somebody. We knew about LeBron James since he was a fetus. Bert, ooh, that boy gonna be good. Look at him. Look at that head. You know what I'm saying? But this dude here, his first year at Murray State, nobody knew him.
No.
He played 2 years at Murray State. You feel what I'm saying? So in 5 years, his life changed. I'm not making an excuse. I think he should get every suspension they trying to give him. 20 games. 30 games, I think that's excessive, but if they give it to him, he deserves it. Whatever it takes for him to get it, because he's going to be, he gonna really blow the bag. He going to really blow the bag. And it's so easy. And I think that's why so many people ridicule him, is because they see how dumb this is. You know what I'm saying? It'd be stupid. You know, it's not like a mistake. This ain't a mistake. This is just dumb. It's not a mistake. Right. A mistake is, you know, you messing around with somebody and they get pregnant, you don't mean for it to happen, but you become a father in their life. Okay, you didn't mean to be a parent, but you mistake. That's a mistake. You, after getting suspended 8 games, giving another chance, going out there giving your sob story, talking about you doing Reiki exercises, all that stuff, and going back and doing it again, that's not a mistake. That's being dumb. So you, sir, are the one word of the year, my guy.
Yeah.
And yeah, that. Broken sweat. Here we go.
Yo, have you ever thought? See, really mad right now. Anyways, like what these guys are doing with these podcasts, how can I help with these? I say these because it's numerous podcasts. How can I help support them? How can it be a blessing to them? Look, man, we've been saying this. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification button. If you haven't hit the like button tonight, go ahead and hit that up. Subscribe and notification if you haven't never hit those before. If you are listening on any of our streaming outlets that you catch this podcast, please make sure you leave us a review. You know what I'm saying? Please 5 stars preferably. But if not, you can be honest with us. 1 word. We got thick skin. You can hit that Cash App sign, Not the Same Podcast, or notthesame.podcast.com/support. Yeah. And that's the way that you can support the Not the Same Podcast, sports, faith and music, and Bible study shows.
Slide through with us tomorrow night at 6 o'clock for our music and faith show, bringing some brand new CHH music, maybe some positive music. We don't know, but we're going to have some brand new nice music as well as some very good topics. We don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be good. I'm telling you that. But with that being said, man, we thank y'all for watching and doing my little Ja Morant rant. But after all that, I'm C-Micah.
I'm Robert Dean.
We out, man. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Yeah.
Lives in us, so we gave us the strength, so we gave us the power.